The name's Moore, Tom Moore, and I was a bodybuilder for 10 years, stopped bodybuilding, got into all the high rocks and thought, this is great. Then I thought, oh no, I've lost my identity a little bit, better start taking steroids again. That didn't really work. And then I had some sort of awakening. I was like, hold on a minute, identity doesn't need to be solidified. It can be kaleidoscopic, it could be mutable, it could be fluid. So then all of a sudden I thought, I could do the things that I love to do, which is weightlift, and run at the same time. And in today's episode, I'm gonna show you how I've combined the two and created my IDE. That was quite a good intro as well. Basically, I was going to say I've created a really good training plan at the moment that allows me to lift and run and cycle at the same time, and you can join in as well if you want to do it. All right, let's go and get a whiteboard.
I know.
If you're after a good barber's in Ibiza, El Bigote. And ask for Christian, he's been doing my hair every week for the past few weeks. Christian, 18 euros. Hola, ¿qué tal? Seems a little limit on the whiteboards. And I'm not buying a chalkboard because that is very excessive. Although excessive is my middle name. I know. Nicotine, caffeine, one hell of a cognitive boost, these two. I tell you, experimenting with snus, started trying snus a month or two ago. 6 milligram, upper decky for a few minutes, took it out, boom. The feeling it gives you is incredible. However, I spoke to my dentist and they were like, just be careful, because what we're seeing with patients that are using frequent snus is gum recession and teeth issues. So no to cigarettes as they hold tar and carbon monoxide. No to snus with the potential of gum and teeth. Transdermal could do gum. I know Huberman's a big fan of gum occasionally. I like a vape, you know. Yeah. Tom, you do all these things, you eat good, you do. Yeah. Got this weird internal agreement where it's acceptable because I'm doing all these good things. I'm allowed a little bit of naughtiness now and again. This quest for perfection is an ideology that we should not try and achieve. We should just try and be a little bit perfect. But like I said, caffeine, black coffee, and empty stomach with a bit of nicotine, the hard work that you get done in the morning is incredible. So I have this, do all my check-ins, do my calls, have my food, then I go and train. Also, deep dived a little bit on nicotine and the impact of those on colitis. Colitis obviously being, they say, the disease of the non-smoker due to nicotine's impact on mucosal healing. So, hey, double whammy. Cognitive and potential improvements in the colitis. There was no whiteboard, so I've just got this big piece of paper, which means I've got two opportunities. Can't muck it up twice. I've got to be really careful with my handwriting. Is that tripod moving? Need to lay off the shrooms. You're currently resting on a bar stool chair and a suitcase. If that camera goes, it's game over. It's bye-bye Canon R6. Okay, so the split that I was referring to, obviously all training splits are very individualistic, so this may be fantastic for me. Someone does it and they're like, I actually hate it, Tom. And I say, that's absolutely fine. Get yourself a coach. I'm not a hybrid coach, nor am I a performance coach, so I don't really program condition, endurance-based work and hypertrophy training. I'm very much a physique development coach. However, London Duathlon in September. So what we have on the wall right now is my 4 training sessions that I'm doing and a few runs. So this is the first time that I've gone for a vertical push and pull and horizontal push and pull. Never trained like this before. Inspired by Mr. Delaney himself on his Instagram story the other day. I thought, you know what? I do need a freshen up. I feel like my training's become very stagnant and let's give this a go. So vertical pushing is essentially really shoulder dominant pressing work. Horizontal pushing is pretty much chest because you're flat. Vertical pulling would all be pretty much lat bias, pull down work, and then horizontal pulling will be more row movements. I'm actually able to drive more volume in doing a vertical push, vertical pull, horizontal push, horizontal pull. I feel like it's a fantastic split. So how we hit that, Monday is vertical push plus a leg press. I'm still incorporating some leg work in there. You'll see there's no direct leg day. The reasoning for that is I'm going to be running a lot more, cycling a lot more, and right now I'm not really looking at targeting my legs too much. There will still be around about 3 6 sets for quads, 3 6 sets for glutes and hamstrings, not a huge amount at all. So I am tagging on a leg press to my Monday vertical push. Tuesday will be vertical pull and a hinge, so like a barbell RDL. Wednesday, no direct training, but a shorter run plus a cycle. It's like a 5K run and like a 10K cycle. These runs and cycles will increase in length over the next few weeks in the lead up to the London Duathlon. Just for the time being, this is what we're using. Thursday is a complete out and out rest day, mobility work. What I like to do is within the hour that I'm usually in the gym, or hour and a half, which may be like 1 to 2:30. During that time on a rest day, I will dedicate to mobility work for half an hour and also like an elongated nap, something that I used to do during my off seasons with Cal. So out and out rest day. Then Friday, horizontal push plus a squat. And then we've also got next week the introduction of some interval and some speed work. At the moment, I'm just doing a run and a cycle on a Wednesday, a longer run and a cycle on Sunday. But next week, we'll start to introduce some speed work. Saturday, horizontal pull plus a thrust movement. Sunday, no training, but I have my longer run and cycle. So this Sunday will be a 10K run and then potentially maybe like a 20K cycle. I will be back home this Sunday so I can get back on the bike, which is cool. Slightly better weather conditions out here. The heat is absolutely knocking me for 6. Tried to do a 10K on Wednesday, managed to get 5, and I thought, no man, it's not working. It's not working. So yeah, lift and run, this is what I'm currently doing. Feel fantastic. Probably the nicest split incorporating running, cycling, and also lifting there, and that's due to the fact that we're slicing things up. We're vertical push and pulling, we're horizontal push and pulling. So yeah, feel free to give this a go if you are struggling. What we'll do in a future video is actually break down the exercises within each of these. So what sort of movement patterns we're doing for a vertical push and a vertical pull, etc., etc. But we'll do that once we're back at home in Muscleworks, because the lighting in the gyms out here is not that great and it's very, very busy in the gyms, Holiday Gym and Nirvana. Okay, any questions on the split? Tap them in the comment section below. The question is, ladies and gents, is it coming home? Is it coming home? Regardless, it's going to be a cracking atmosphere. Spain versus England in Ibiza. Ibiza. Gonna be unreal. So deep clean done. I like a Sunday deep clean. Heading into a Monday with a clean gaff is a really good productivity tip. Got to have a nice clean environment. It says on my sheet that I've got a long run. It's the same distance as my Wednesday run, which is a 5K. It's just slightly slower. So push it a little bit on Wednesday. Sundays, easy like a Sunday morning. And that goes for the bike ride as well. Obviously the numbers are small, taking me about 3 or 4 weeks just to get my fitness levels back up, and then from next week we start to increase the numbers. And also the bike situation out here, I'm running with like a Boris bike basically from La Cicloteca. So it's very, very clunky, but I just want to get the legs used to doing a 5K into a cycle. Once we're back home and on the giant Propel Advance, which is an absolute rocket ship, my God, I love that. I love that bike. We'll take the car down to Richmond, run and cycle and increase those numbers. So this is probably a good opportunity to run through some running gear, starting with the trainers. So these are by far my favorite running trainers that I've ever purchased. The Nova Blast, Asics Nova Blast, or Asics, however you like to say it. A Nova Blast 4. Durable, comfortable, incredible. You just plod along in these. Josh has got the same pair as well. I didn't mind the Nike Invincibles and the Zoom Flies. The Invincibles just felt like really wide. I kept clicking my feet on them. And then the Zoom Fly, I don't know if anyone else has experienced a Zoom Fly. After a while, you get this weird suction effect when you're running. But yeah, and they look good as well. Obviously there needs to be a little bit of vanity in the running game. Probably about 75% vanity running, isn't it? Eh? Am I a whore for consumerism? I absolutely am. Hence why my next shoe is the Nike Alpha 2%. I wanted a decent running pair for my winter 10K, which I've got
a nice PB in. But any speed work, interval work, carbon plated. I mean, these talk about the giant propel advance being a rocket ship of a bike. I feel like I've got 2 rocket ships on my feet when I'm running these. But do you need these as a beginner runner? Probably not. You just need 1 rotation. But hey, look, I work hard. I like to feel good, and if I feel good, I perform better. So there you go. But like I said, any 5K, 10K work, I'll run with these, and then when we introduce some interval work around the track as well, I'll also wear these. In terms of running tights, so I'm a tight man. I'm not a short. I like a tight knee. So these are the Nike Aeros. Got that like ribbed feeling to them. I'm after that like silvery red pair that Marchon's got. I can't find it anywhere. But Nike, I wear these pretty much every day. UVU are good, a little bit spenny, but you know, it's part of the community. Some brand UVU in it, huh? And now I've parted ways with VQ, amicably, of course. I'll discuss that I don't even need to discuss it, but now I can just start talking about other brands again, which I weren't really allowed to do, which is understandable, I get it. But yeah, UVU, their tights are fantastic. Like I said, a little bit spenny. Represent are good. I've got a Rep 24/7 tight, but I'd say Nike is my go-to that I seem to be picking up every time I run. Socks, these are the Nike Spark, nice, fairly decent compression to them. Not bad at all. If you wanted like a nice sock to maybe pair with your trainers, again, the vanity element, you could get a Pure Sport to match the runners, and then UVU are good. I've got a couple of pairs, a black pair and a pink pair as well. So yeah, UVU, Nike, Rep and Pure Sport, I'd say. In terms of tech, Garmin Fenix 6, I picked this up a good couple of years ago now. This was on an offer, a mad offer in the Amazon. Remember there was an Amazon store in Bluewater. It was on some crazy offer and I was like, yeah, I'll grab it. It is expensive, so like an entry level for Garmin. I'm team Garmin, me. I mucked Apple Watch off in the past. All tongue in cheek, of course. Apple are decent, but I just feel like Garmin for me, durable. Do you know what I mean? Garmin's got that effect to it. So you can get a Forerunner, but the issue nowadays, as you know, ladies and gents, is when you buy a tech or when you buy like entry-level stuff, same goes for the bike. You're always thinking, I wish I got that. I wish I paid. Do you know what I mean? So if finance allows, go for the mid to top range if it makes you feel better and you're not content or happy with your purchase. Or go on eBay, go on Depop, go on Gumtree. You can get second-hand models of these so cheap nowadays. Give it a bit of a wash. What's the worst case? Someone's sweated. Someone's sweat on the watch. Give it a clean, then you've got yourself a high-end piece of tech for like a really good price. I think there's a Fenix 7 and 8 coming out now. I think the 7's out or the 8's coming out, which automatically drives the price of these guys down. So yeah, even myself, I had to convince myself, Tom, you don't need to buy the new one. The 6 is fine. So yeah, the 6 is what I'm running with. What we got, a little Nike waistband, so I just put my keys and my phone in there, goes around the waist, all good. Like these, you can get this from any Nike store, super comfortable, don't even realise that it's there. So yeah, and then sunglasses, I think these called the Radar, Oakley Radar. These are good, man. These are good. I like to think of them as anti-wrinkle. You know, if you don't wear a running sunglass, you're always like, oh. Got to think about the wrinkles, the crow's feet, boys. Yeah, even without a load up on the Botox, but yeah. I think I actually picked these up from a cycling store, but I use them for running. Really good. Don't even know they're on your face. And then finally, AirPods. I actually prefer an over ear for some reason. Sometimes when I sweat with these, I'm constantly having to push them in. Like out here, I'm like, keep pushing them in, but then equally the over ear gets sweaty. And when I'm at home, I use the AirPods Max, the big ones. My word, I mean, they are an incredible headphone. I use them to edit, I use them when I'm working. They're a great headphone and well worth the investment, again, if you've got the finances to do so. But I'm very much an over ear type person. It might be worth maybe getting an over ear and then getting those little cushion pads that you can get and give them a wash. So yeah, that is pretty much all the gear. Let's now go for nice gentle 5K, then 10K on the bike. They are minuscule numbers. Like I'm used to doing a little bit longer on the bike, but like I said, it's a clunky old thing. And oh yeah, also Strava. So everything's linked up to Strava. You can track on here. So with the Garmin, you can actually get your heart rate and use this as a heart rate monitor and link it to your Strava via your phone. Or equally, you could just do the run or cycle all on here, save it, and then it will link straight to Strava. At the moment, the only downside to Garmin, and it doesn't happen with the Coros, so Josh uses a Coros, and the GPS, it clicks in straight away for him. For me, and I think for a few other Garmin users, when you go downstairs, you just got to be like out and about before that bar goes to the green. That's the only downside I'd say to that, because even Apple Watch don't do that. It clicks in if you've got like a cellular watch, but that's the only annoying thing. Anywhere I go, Cambridge as well is a nightmare. If the GPS is poor, it's like I have to use obviously my phone, and the downside to that is if you're not linking it with heart rate, then you've just got your splits and not your heart rate. It's a good idea to take into consideration your HR. All right, let's go for a run.
It's a hot one. It's a hot one. Today's bicycle ride will not take place due to the seat being half-inched. I repeat, no bike riding due to seat stolen. I've got to cherish these moments because in about 12 days' time I'll be back in Greyscale, Bromley. But we'll be back. Most certainly the plan is to try and move out here at some point next year. I'd love to do a full 12 months, but we shall see. You can get a digital nomad visa. Josh can get his Irish passport. If I can get a digital nomad visa, then we're laughing. There's not an ounce of stress out here. The last 5 weeks, not an ounce. Symptom improvement with my UC, obviously. Don't know whether the JAK inhibitor is kicking in, but things have really started to settle over these last few weeks, which is a real positive. Still not quite in remission, but compared to what we were in with the UC, ulcerative colitis I'm referring to, I've got colitis. If you didn't know already, but my God, it's been nice. Can have a little treat here and there. I've been having coffees, been having foods that I couldn't really usually eat, you know, a bit of dairy here and there, and it's been a touch, so yeah. Nice little chill afternoon and then footy later. Outro. I think that may have been the best Solomon experience. Maybe not the first one. The first time I ever saw Solomon back in 2018 was my first time in Ibiza, and it was a very special evening. But that was up there. It was fantastic. Very, very good night. Okay, I'm going to wrap the video up there. Any questions on the lift and run split schedule, drop me a message, but like I said, we'll run through. I've gained some weight, you know. I'll tell you what, I've done about 4 key in the last week. We'll chat about it when I get back home, but it's not good. It's not good. I don't know what's been going on. I've been taking the piss, I must be honest. I think the improvement in my stomach has led me to actually is it self-sabotage? Probably, yeah, it is. But the improvements in my stomach have then allowed me to think, oh, brilliant. I can have some pastries daily. I can go and get a tub of ice cream. Things I should not be doing, I'm doing. And I feel like I've got it out of my system now, though. I feel like I needed to. I had 12 months of being really strict, and then my symptoms have improved massively since being here. So I've been a bit like, give me all the food. But can't get away with doing that because I think I've been eating in excess of maybe 4,500 calories per day. Not good. But hey, it will also coincide with me doing a video on how to calculate your macros for people that are struggling. So land on Wednesday. So diet starts Monday. Jesus Christ, Tom. Oh, I feel like my skin's bad. Like my skin is bad. I've got bad skin on my forehead. I'm bloated as fuck. Like this ain't me. This ain't me at all. It's not good. I'm doing that thing where you do that with your t-shirt. I feel horrific. Okay, bye. See you very soon. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you, much love.